Hello everyone, this is an English commentary at Coder Beginner Contest 188. Now, let's solve the problem A. A basketball game is being played and the score is now x versus y. Here, it is guaranteed that x is not equal to y. Can the team which is behind turn the tables with a successful 3-point goal? In other words, if the team which is behind earns 3 points, will its score become strictly greater than that of the other team? Well, we are interested in the difference between x and y. In other words, the absolute value of x and y. If the difference is less than 3, then the answer is yes. Otherwise, the answer is no. Now let's implement this solution. Now, first, let us read the input and get two integers x and y. Now, let's find the difference between x and y. This can be found by performing subtraction and then calculating the absolute value of it. Finally, print yes if difference is less than 3, or otherwise print no. I think we are done. Let's submit it. We got an AC verdict, which is good. Now let's move on to the problem B. Orthogonality. Given two n-dimensional vectors A and B, determine whether the inner product of A and B is 0. In other words, determine whether A1B1 plus A2B2 plus A3B3 plus blah 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 ANBN is equal to 0. Well, input is the first line. We have an integer n. In the second line, we have a sequence A. And the third line, we have a sequence B. Now, let's simply implement it. Now let's take the input. The second line, we have an integer sequence A. The third line, we have an integer sequence B. Now, let us calculate the inner product. How to find the inner product of A and B? This can be found by a simple for loop. For every I in between 0 and n-1 inclusive, add AI times BI to a single value inner and check if it is 0. Looks good. Let's submit. We got runtime error. What's wrong with it? What's wrong about this solution? Let's use the custom invocation, custom test, to find out what is wrong with it. First, let's use the first sample to see what's wrong. What's wrong with my solution? Map object is not subscriptable. Of course. After mapping it, we need to call list function to get a list which is subscriptable. Now I think it's fine. Well, looks like we've got a solution. Now, let's submit it. We got an AC verdict, which is very good. Now let's move on to the problem C. ABC tournament. 2 to the power of n players labeled 1 through 2 to the power of n will compete against each other in a single elimination programming tournament. The rating of player I is AI. Any two players have different ratings, and a match between two players always results in the victory of the player with the higher rating. The tournament looks like a perfect binary tree. Formally, the tournament will proceed as follows. For each integer I in this order, the following happens. For each integer j, among the players who have never lost, the player with the 2j-1th smallest label and the player with the 2j smallest label play a match against each other. Find the label of a player who will take second place, that is, lose in the final match. Now we want to perform the entire tournament and see which two contestants fight in the final match. Which two participants fight in the final match. Now let's take the input. Looks good. to me. Now, how to manage the result of the tournament. Now, we are only for to find which two participants fight in the final match. We are only interested in the strongest player in the first half and the strongest player in the last half. Well, I mean the strongest of player 1, 2, and to the power of n minus 1, and the strongest of 2 to the power of n minus 1 plus 1 through 2 to the power of n. How to find it? Now we can use simple pair to find the strongest player and its index. In the first half, update MA with player I's strength rating and its index. We do the same for the second half of the participants. Now who will win? Who will lose this match? MA and MA2. This is also all. This is also can be done with simply comparing these two pairs. The smaller pair of MA and M2 represents the loser. Now we have an index and we can output by simply taking the first element of this pair and adding 1. Note that in the problem statement, the indices are of one origin, but in the implementation they are 0 origin. So we need this plus 1 to calibrate this difference. Now this looks good to me. Let's submit it. Again, we got an AC verdict, which is good. This is it for this video. Thank you for watching.